Welcome everyone to the Freddie and Alyssa show. Today we are not doing a full episode. We just wanted to film a little clip to give you some updates because we went and got our first Pfizer vaccine.
We did.
And we just wanted to share our experience with you because I know many of you, probably like us or people that you know, are either really excited to get it, afraid to get it, aren't getting it. There's different vaccines, and so we just kind of wanted to give you our firsthand experience of what led us up to getting our first vaccine, and that we did go with Pfizer. I just felt, what was the reasoning for going with Pfizer, do you think? Did you just feel more comfortable? Because you're the one that booked the appointments.
Yeah, from everything that I had read and heard, it just seemed like the best fit for us. But you and I are really unique in the sense of when we first, started hearing about vaccines and the possibility that we could get it or be eligible. I was always interested, but at first I was like, yeah, let's wait a little while. And then you were very much on the end of, probably not for a long time. And then the more we were looking into it, the more I was discussing with peers and seeing, just everything going on, I felt it was the best choice for us. And with Pfizer, it was just something that after a lot of conversations, a lot of research, like I mentioned, I thought that'd be the best fit. So we went with Pfizer. And we got ours at a CVS, and we had kind of a crazy experience.
Well, I didn't know what to expect, so I think no matter what, it was going to be just unique, not in a bad way,
right?
But it was just like a little bit unique. And then just to back it up, just a quick second, for me too, because maybe some of you are feeling like this. If it wasn't for Alyssa and you working with our friends to book the appointment, I personally would have just waited. Mm-hmm. And even when you first booked it, I remember you were saying, we got you an appointment just in case you want to go. Because I was not going to go do it just because I've never gotten a flu shot. I just didn't feel like I wanted to, and probably still some of the hesitation that everybody else had. Mm-hmm. But then the week before the appointment, I was kind of looking for reasons why not to go. And so I kept going through, I was texting people, I was really reading up on it. And so I was just getting different feels and vibes. I was like, what do my peers think? We had a lot of response, I feel, I think we might have mentioned it on a podcast before too. So we were just getting like a lot of information. Like there was definitely a bigger wave of yes, do it, than no. And then I also wanted to look into the political arena. So I definitely wanted to see what people from the right and the left were saying. And there are people I respect on both sides that are for it and kind of gave their signature on it. And it made me feel good that both sides of the aisle of when I was doing my research. So the more and more I kept going. But the thing I think that made me do it are two reasons. One, I've heard of some stories of like even a family member, their sister-in-law, got COVID in November and lost her sense of smell and taste, and still to this day here in mid-March, has not fully recovered with the smell and the taste. There's been, some people who are younger with the long haulers, and of course there has been, death in general. But I'm also very aware of our age, and I wasn't really fearful. Right. It's a very, very low chance that I feel anything bad would have happened. Mm-hmm. But then the biggest thing too, where I go, am I going to end up getting this? There's tens of millions of people that are getting this. I tried to book my dad his second appointment because we thought there was a mix-up, but he got his second one. That's a long story, but he got a second one. It's all good. But even trying to book him an appointment in the entire state of Ohio or in the entire state of Florida was almost impossible. So there's that many people trying to get this. So the demand is high. People are talking about it. Even in the future, I don't know for sure, but I feel like we might need it to have the privilege of certain activities. Yep. And I said, if I'm going to end up getting this thing in July or October or December, if I'm going to get it, let's just do it. And that's what was the final thing for me. I said, are you really going to go through the rest of your life never having this, Freddie? Like, really? And I go, I'm probably going to get it. And so that was my final thing where I go, if I'm going to probably get it, why not do it now? Get it out of the way. So we got our first one on March 15th. We're getting our second one on April 5th. But now, yes, back to CVS. So we show up there. How was the experience for you?
Well, the experience was absolutely great. I mean, for what we were doing. But when we first walked in, I definitely was just anxious to get it in general. I'm sure everyone who walks through that door kind of feels that way.
I was anxious a few days before. and you were like, oh, stop. And then we got into CVS and you forgot how to communicate as a human being. I've never seen you. People were asking you questions and you were having an odd, lingering beat.
Because I was having major anxiety in my brain and I was trying to just really absorb what they were saying. I don't know. You know those moments that you see in the movies where teenagers get nervous and they can't speak? That's like the first time in my life that's ever happened to me.
I had to step in.
Well, because we first walk in and I'm just kind of aloof looking around and they're...
And I go, babe, there's a huge sign in a table and there's a bouncer. I'm calling her a bouncer because she was taking no BS from anyone.
And she's like, what's your name? And I gave her, I actually was able to speak at this time. And she's like, you guys aren't on the list. And I was like, oh, well, let me show you. I've got my appointment. So I showed it to her.
Yeah, but you can go ahead and send them back.
She called security in the
back. Yeah, you can go ahead
back.
and send them back. No, but she was like talking on the headset while you were doing all this. So we were like handing her the stuff.
Yeah.
She's like, yep, we can do it. Just send it back. You can go over that way. You can go that way. So you do have it? Okay, great. His?
Yeah.
His?
Right here. Yeah. Oh, he's at 2:15. I'm so sorry.
Okay, we have to see if there's okay. Yeah, you guys can go back to the pharmacy.
She was no BS, and we'll explain why in a minute because
Yeah.
we found something out. So we go to the back and we go to the pharmacist, and that's when I started losing my ability to speak. I don't know. I think I was really nervous, and it was just starting to be real that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to get this. So she asks our name. There was kind of a mix-up because there was another appointment at a place that was further away,
and we were able to change last minute.
Yeah, we were able to change it last minute, but they were like, okay, you guys are good to go stand at the red line. So we go and kind of check in with the nurse, and we're waiting there, and you and I were going back and forth. We're like, you want to go first? No, you go first. No, I want to go first. And so we decided that you were going to go first, and right as we decided, they go, Alyssa Tabbitt, and I go, sucker.
So you went first, yeah.
And so I sit down. I had the most incredible, wonderful nurse. She was so kind. She was just talking to me. Literally, my shot took 2 seconds, and they then escorted me to the observation area, which is this aisle where obviously you have seats 6 feet apart, and you wait for 15 minutes just to make sure everything's good. And I was kind of waiting out there, and I was like, where is Freddie? What is going on? What was your experience like?
Mine was great. You know, I like to go and ask questions. So I'm sitting down to distract myself, but also I'm interested. So I said, how's everything going for you ladies? Like, you know, how's it been going? She goes, we just started yesterday. So they only opened up that location Sunday and in the Monday that we were there. And so she's like, you're with Pfizer or you're getting Pfizer? I said, yes. And then I just like, you know, signed the thing on my finger with her phone and continue and everything. Probably should have read what I was signing off. But and then I just kind of like turned my head and then she just pricked me. It was like a 1 out of 10. Like I was like, oh, that wasn't bad at all. There was no pressure or anything. But then she's like, she's like, we have a leaker. And so she had to change the Band-Aid because I was like bleeding. And then she just put a cotton ball on there. I went and sat next to Alyssa. They put a little timer. They have a little timer, which is convenient that they press. And then we waited there for 15 minutes, and then we were able to go. And the thing they kept mentioning was, or the nurse, because I explained I haven't had a shot in a while, and she goes, you're going to have some pain in your arm. And they kept mentioning this soreness. And to my mind, I'm like, who cares about a sore muscle? Like, I just don't want to have like a fever or chills or a headache. And so I was like, why do they keep mentioning this? I was like, my arm's fine. So we left after 15 minutes. So we were in there from the moment that the bouncer let us in to the moment we left was about 25 minutes. And we asked the nurse while we were waiting in our 15-minute window, we said, how's everything going? She goes, Sunday was an absolute madhouse. People were coming in without appointments. They were she goes, it was crazy. So I think that's why the bouncer was so like, are your name on the list? Because people were trying to get in.
The nurse said that people were going up pretending they had appointments, but also apparently someone thought it would be funny to go outside and say they're giving away free vaccines in there.
Yeah.
So everyone's coming in and they're like, you don't need an appointment. And so she said it was a madhouse. I feel horrible for what I'm sure that disaster probably was. But the day we went, everything was really calm, cool, collected, and it's just crazy to see what do.
But also though, when I heard that, it's just yet again and I looked it up today. I think 80 million Americans have gotten at least the first dose. So it made me feel better. I'm like, there are people who are literally like trying to get it as much as possible, like getting in line, waiting in line. So I was like, this is in high demand, and I was glad that we got it. And then also too, there's a couple friends of ours too who are around our age, that were able to get it. And I would just, if for people who are trying to get it who aren't over 65, really check what your state rules are or locally, because there are certain ways that if you're younger, you can get it depending on your state, maybe.
Well, and it also, like you said, depends on where you're at. I even saw that Virginia, they now have opened it up in some areas to younger people, and it just is what it is. Even here in Orlando, at Valencia College, if you go early in the morning and get a spot in line, they give it to all ages. So it really depends where you're at and what your situation is. But be diligent, do your homework. If it's something you're interested in, learn as much as you can, whichever vaccine you choose.
Yeah.
Just be comfortable with it and do your homework, because that's the best thing we can do.
Because I've been hearing too, and I even posted on Instagram, and it's really nice hearing people's. Because I even heard someone got a Johnson & Johnson shot. I heard our friend Ryan got a Moderna shot. So people are getting all the different kinds, and everyone's kind of sharing their experiences, and that's why we wanted to share ours. And honestly, because we were getting ready for my parents to come here, we went and got the car washed. We were cleaning. We were nonstop. You had an acting class online. Yeah. I was doing editing. And I will say that I didn't have any symptoms at all. I did get really tired from like 8 to 8:30 where I go, I can't do any more. Like I need to just relax. Went upstairs, relaxed. I was fine. I fell asleep. And I woke up at 7 this morning because I think I rolled over to my other side and my arm was so sore that I was like, this is unbelievable. Because if we would have filmed this last night, I was going to talk crap about, like, they kept saying about this sore arm. I'm like, but I was so sore. Even today, it is sore. You're going to feel sore in the arm. I'm happy that that's all it is right now. And we're 24 hours in, and I feel great. A little tired.
Yeah. Well, to bring it back to the sore arm, it's so interesting you said that, because one of my friends who did get it was telling me, oh yeah, I had a sore arm. Make sure you do this exercise, back and forth, back and forth. And so I did it a ton yesterday. The main thing they say is once you get it, make sure you're really active.
Keeping it worked out.
And for me, when I woke up and you're like, hey babe, is your arm sore? And I picked it up, I go, not really. Like literally on a scale 1 to 10, it's a 0.5. Interesting that that's just how my experience is, but yours is so bad. Your dad was saying he couldn't sleep on it.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep on it was like an 8. And now it's probably like a 3 or a 4. But I think because I was like sleeping and I didn't move it for 6 hours. And then when I went to lift it, there's times if you sleep hard, your arm in general needs time to wake up. But other than that, if the second one is just like this experience so far, it's fine. I'm just glad almost to kind of get it done. And then I want to see what opens up for us, because I think within a month, I want to start going and doing things again. And I just miss like life.
And I think in general for us overall, it was the fact that getting the vaccine, it is a way lower percentage that if we ever did have COVID, that we would be able to, pass it on, because they call it shedding. You're less contagious. So I just think for the big fight in general of it all for our country, for our globe, it just is moving in the right direction. At least that's how I feel about it. So I'm really happy that we went forward with it. And moral of the story, when you get it, make sure
you move your arm.
This exercise.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's going to be nice, because if a lot of people who want to get the vaccine get it, and even if people don't, if the people who want to be protected, maybe there won't be as much friction.
Sure.
Because now if people are like not in a mask and don't get vaccinated, but if the person's vaccinated, and then you don't have to like care. Like people don't have to fight about it anymore.
Yep.
I'm sure they still will. I don't want to get into the debate about it.
No.
We personally, again, whatever you all want to do, we're not like, we just want to share that we got it. Yeah. And it's that our point was never to push people in one way or the other. I just wanted to share our experience, because the people who are sharing their experience online helped me make a decision.
Absolutely.
So we just wanted to share what's happening. We'll let you know, in the next couple days. We'll keep you posted. And then, of course, we'll do another video when we get our second one.
And one more thing. If you are looking to get this or make an appointment for a loved one, just really look into it, because we found that late at night after midnight or at like 4 a.m. is when they have the appointments, and they go so fast. But then sometimes they randomly pop up. So just keep refreshing, just keep looking. You never know. But
I only looked at, I think, Walmart, Walgreens, and CVS. I don't know if I gave Walmart a fair share, but Walgreens, they're both easy to operate. But you just keep refreshing and looking, and then if you want to make the drive, like there was one in Miami, but I was like,
far away. Also, too, I have something called the Nextdoor app on my phone, and you can kind of learn. That's how I learn about a lot of stuff and sites that are offering the different vaccinations. So, just be knowledgeable in your community and know what's going on if it's something that you're interested in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was our experience thus far. So good.
Yeah, so hopefully if it was just a little tiredness, I'm really hoping we're out of the woods, that we've been 24 hours. So hopefully it's just normal. And my parents are here. My mom's outside. My dad's actually taking a nap because they got up at 5. So we wanted to come and just fill you in. But we're going to enjoy some time with my parents. And then we've got an episode with Lauren Bavarnik coming out tomorrow, Wednesday. We're really excied to release that. And yeah, so we just want to stop in. So we're wishing you the greatest week ever. And we'll when are we going to do another podcast?
I think we'll
sometime
do it
next week.
We're shooting next Monday with another guest.
Oh, that's true. So maybe the next Wednesday. But we'll be in touch. So we love you all, and we're wishing you the best week ever, and we'll talk to you soon.